Excessive heat warning, and this is through 8 p.m. tomorrow. Again, still seeing those temperatures, again, above average for the region. But we're also tracking again several other weather advisories, like I said. Now, these next two are watches, which basically means we're watching to see what happens. Conditions are favorable. This first one, a high wind watch. Now, this is a little bit, again, to the west of us, but again, could still affect our area. Gusts up to 65 miles per hour. The other one that we are also watching, and that is for Friday, this flood watch, which does include the valley. This is going to go Friday through Saturday. Again, we are tracking that Hurricane K. We'll break that down in that full forecast. Will be more of a tropical cyclone as it reaches the California coast. We're going to check a couple different models on what we're expecting again with that rainfall. But again, right now we are under that flood watch. Could get excessive rainfall from those mountains coming down, causing that urban flooding. So again, these are watches right now, which basically means conditions are favorable, but we'll continue to update you as those days get closer and as that storm approaches. Temperatures outside right now, 105 in downtown Palm Springs. Again, winds coming from the south direction. Humidity at 28% for today at least. And tomorrow, high pressure system controlling our weather continue to bring us those warm temperatures. Covered our 3-day forecast. Again, 109. So warm tomorrow, but take a look at those drop. 91 on Friday. We're 80s. We're in the 80s for the valley. Again, possible rain and thunderstorms for the start of our weekend. We'll break down what we can expect for that weekend weather in that full forecast coming up. And happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm Chloe Cross with your News First forecast. Right now, we're taking a live look at the Walter Clark Highway 11 cam in Ranch Mirage. From this view, again, conditions have cleared, showing us a blue, clear sky out there. Again, at least from this angle, traffic on 111, not too bad at this hour. Again, really just breezy conditions. Let's take a look at today's high. Again, we are above average again today, 109 for that high. Again, typically around this time of year as we get into almost the middle of September 7th, we're getting close to the middle. It's typically around 105, about 7 degrees away from that record-breaking number in 1977 when it was 116. Here's a look at those temperatures across the valley at this hour. 90s up in the high desert. 103 at 29 Palms and Desert Hot Springs. We're staying in the triple digits for the low desert. Overnight tonight, again, temperatures pretty consistent. It's been the same. It's the high 80s for the low desert. Dew points today. Whew, if you were outside and it felt muggy, yeah, you were not alone. I was feeling that as well. 70 degrees for certain areas against certain regions across the valley today for those dew points. And we're going to be jumping only higher as we get into Friday and Saturday. Thursday, again, high pressure system still controlling our weather. Friday, again, storms start to move in. I just want to get straight to this. Again, you can see the temperatures dropping. Right now, this is from the National Hurricane Center. That tracking of Hurricane K right now is a Category 2, 100 miles per hour, moving in the north-northwest direction. Now, according to this right now, it is showing that that is going to start to weaken. Right now, it's already weakening because those temperatures in the ocean are cooler. So that kind of breaks those hurricanes down, and it's going to start to head that west direction. That's where we're tracking right now. We have two different models we're looking at. Again, this is the GFS model, again, around 10,000 feet up in the troposphere. Again, we'll break down to a Category 1 tropical storm as it inches closer to the Southern California coast. But you can see a lot of moisture moving in to Southern California. We'll look at the North American model as well, see what that one's showing. Again, Friday night as we get into Saturday morning, a lot of moisture moving in. So these numbers are updated. Again, we do expect a little bit more, up to 6/10, again, for the desert floor, up to 1.5 inches, again, to our mountains to our west. Like I said, things can change with that storm movement in the ocean. We'll continue to track that right now. It's looking like a good chance we could see some rain here in the desert this weekend. Covered our 7-day forecast, 109 for tomorrow. We're down in the 90s by Friday, 80. As we get into Saturday, we'll stay in the 90s.
Situations, we may have to. I mean, you imagine with that humidity and heat today, if we had to we didn't have air. Like, could you imagine? It's not cool.
Rolling blackouts turn deadly when we have heat like this here in the valley.
Yeah, definitely a huge concern because, yeah, like you say, when we have that humidity, it just feels muggy out there. It feels very steamy, and that humidity is not going anywhere anytime tomorrow. So until tomorrow around 8 p.m. again, temperatures still going to be hanging around in the triple digits again, at least for us here in the valley. Temperatures above average for most of the Southern California region. Now, that is one of 3 that we are looking at. This is a high wind watch. Now, this is going again through Friday. Again, watch basically means when we talk about watches, they have conditions are favorable again to cause these high winds. And this next one I'll talk about, but we'll continue to track it as we get closer. Again, this is for Friday as that system approaches. we are watching that Category 2 Hurricane K make its way up the Mexico coast. Right now, again, winds 20 to 35 miles per hour, or could see winds 20 to 35 miles per hour, gusts up to 65. Now, this is a little bit more to the west of us. We are tracking this flood watch. Now, this is for the valley. So again, as that system gets closer, going to be more of a tropical cyclone as it reaches the California coast, but we could see some areas right now we're looking at 2 to 4 inches, and we're talking more mountains again and then to the east. So not so much for those coastal cities, but mountains and desert slopes could see quite a bit of moisture again. So this is something we are continuing to watch, and conditions favorable for that, but we will continue to track again where that hurricane is heading. Temperatures outside still 105 in Palm Springs. High pressure system still dominating our weather at least through tomorrow. Covered our 3-day forecast, 109 for Thursday, in the 90s Friday. We are in the mid 80s by the weekend. We'll break down again more we can expect for that system approaching, and that full forecast coming up. Average for this time of year, again, 106. Again, temperature still staying in the triple digits for today. 10 degrees away from the record-breaking number, 99 for Indio. We are in the 90s for Banning as well. Overnight temperature is pretty consistent with what we've been seeing. So again, not a lot of change there. 88 for Palm Springs. Dew points, again, if you were outside today, it felt muggy. It was feeling steamy out there. 70 degrees again for certain portions again for the valley today. We're dropping to 65 for Thursday, but those numbers only jumping as we get into the weekend. So Thursday, again, high pressure system still dominating our weather. Temperatures will stay in the triple digits, but then we see change happening as we get into Friday. Temperatures dropping, if you can believe this, below triple digits, 93 to 97 for our Friday. Even cooler as we get to Saturday. Now, this is what we've been talking about. We're tracking, again, this is from the National Hurricane Center, that path for, again, that Category 2 hurricane. Right now, it is a Category 2, right, moving in the north-northwest direction at about 100 miles per hour. The winds with this hurricane about 100 miles per hour. And according to the National Hurricane Center, again, it expects that movement to kind of move its way west as it approaches our coast. So, again, things can change with these paths, but that's what we're tracking right now. So, again, according to the GFS model, here's what we expect to see. Category 2 will die down. Again, the water temperature is a little bit cooler, which kind of break down those hurricanes. They want those warmer temperatures to continue to fuel them. Cooler temperatures will break it down to a Category 1 tropical storm as it reaches, again, just below the coast of California and then move its way, again, west. That's according, again, to the GFS model, but still showing, again, quite a bit of moisture moving into Southern California as we get into Saturday night, September 10th. Here's a look at the North American model. Again, what we expect to see. We will continue to track that. Here's what we expect to see for rainfall estimates at this hour, or at this time. Again, Friday night through Sunday morning, 6/10 for the desert floor, 1.5 for those mountains to the west of us. Things can change, though. That's what we're tracking right now. Covered our 7-day forecast. Again, stay in the triple digits through tomorrow. 90s for Friday, or mid-80s as we kick off the weekend back of the night. Some rain chances, which we could desperately use right now in Southern California. Right now, temperatures outside still 104 in Palm Springs. Again, winds coming from the southeast direction. For tomorrow, high pressure system, again, will still be over the southwest. Again, bringing in those warm temperatures, 105 to 109 for our Thursday. Here's those highs again across the valley for tomorrow. 109 in Palm Springs, 105 in the southeast end of the valley, also 105 at the base. It's also triple digits in Joshua Tree. But yes, as Olivia just mentioned, we are tracking some moisture on the way again as that hurricane makes its way up the Mexico coast. Right now, Category 2 will start to die down again as it approaches our California coast. But we are tracking the route of it right now. Could bring some substantial moisture again to Southern California. So this flood watch again is through Friday through Saturday. Again, some residual moisture may hang around for Sunday. And again, like we said, we could desperately use that right now with what we are seeing, those very unfortunate fires across Southern California. So here's what we estimate right now, again, for those rainfall estimates, up to a half an inch, again, up in Big Bear, 1.5 inch, again, for our mountains to the southwest. Again, we could see up to an inch, again, up in the high desert area, and then even quite a bit on our desert floor. So again, great to see that moisture, but also something to keep in mind with that flooding, again, urban flooding across those low-lying areas. So again, just keep watching the news as we continue to update you on that forecast as we get into the weekend. Covered our 3-day forecast for 109 tomorrow, 91 for Friday, and we're looking at the mid-80s as we get into Saturday, and the best chance for that rain as we get into the weekend Saturday evening. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after.
To stop the spread of these fires, but it really hasn't seemed to help much this right at this time.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel like it has helped a lot, Olivia. I mean, we're talking about those temperatures still being warm. So we're in that excessive heat warning again through tomorrow. So unfortunately, again, like you said, a lot more moisture in the atmosphere. But man, those warm temperatures still continuing again to keep those fires going. So again, we are tracking this until Thursday of this week, so 8 p.m. again, and that is for the entire Southern California region. Several weather advisories we are tracking, also a high wind watch. Again, this is through, this is going to start on Friday morning through Friday evening. So again, that's more to the west of us. This can be concerning though, as we look at, again, those fires. We don't need that wind right now. Right now we have those calm winds and we have moisture in the air, so not the conditions that are favorable for fires. Unfortunately, that wind picking up on Friday could be an issue. Luckily, turning around from that is that we are expecting some rain. So again, flood watch. This is something we are tracking. This is for the Coachella Valley. Again, we are tracking Hurricane K making its way up the Mexico coast. Depending on where that moves, we could be seeing quite a bit of moisture, heavy rainfall again across our mountains and our deserts. So that's what we're tracking. Again, continue to be watching the news. We'll give you those updates on that rainfall. Temperatures outside right now, again, at 97 degrees in Palm Springs. For tomorrow, high pressure system will still be controlling those weathers, keeping it a little bit warm here in the valley. Coming to our 3-day forecast, 109 for Thursday. Then we're dropping below those triple digits, 91 for Friday, 85 for Saturday. We'll break down again more we can expect for that rainfall and thunderstorms this weekend, and that full forecast coming up this coming weekend, September 10th, and it's called the Harvest Moon, which takes me back to my favorite video game about farming, because I grew up in a farm town. Anyone else?
Which video game?
It's called Harvest Moon,
Harvest Moon?
and it's you grow plants.
Oh.
It's the best game. My director said preach it. He must like the game.
I grew up
as
playing
well.
like Oregon Trail and all of those fun ones.
That's a good one.
It was a great shot of the moon.
Yeah,
It's great.
Was that with the new? Isn't the new iPhone?
Yeah, the new
shooting
iPhone.
that?
He zoomed all the way in there.
Yeah, that was good. How
beat
again, your
it? Beat
photos
us.
get better and better every time. Here's another beautiful view. Not as good as how. Oh, here's a live look at the Walter Clark Highway 11 camp in Rancho Mirage. Again, clear night out there. If you look at the top of the screen, might see a star R2 on that night sky. Not a lot of traffic on the 111 at this hour, and really just breezy conditions and a fly. There's that moon again. Thank you, Hal, again, for sending that in to us. I'm blending in with the background while we change slides here. 106 for the high today, so again, around average for this time of year. Not even close, so we'll mention for fun, 1977 record-breaking number was 116 degrees. Temperatures across the valley this hour, we are 80s up in the high desert, 90s mostly for the low desert, 89 in Coachella on the southeast end, 88 for Palm Desert, 82 also in Banning. Overnight temperatures looking pretty consistent with what we've seen over the past couple weeks. Above average temperatures, 88, high 80s for the low desert. Dew points, again, if you were outside and thought, man, it feels muggy today. Well, yeah, it did. Makes sense. 70 degrees for those dew points today, 65 for Thursday. We're jumping back up into the 70s for Friday and Saturday, so keep that in mind. Going to continue to feel muggy. Take a look at those temperatures, though. As we get into Friday, drop in temperatures. We're below triple digits. Do you remember those days? I don't. 93 to 97 for Friday. So, again, temperature's going to be dropping. That continues even more so as we get into Saturday. Now, here's the breakdown of what we are tracking again for that Category 2 Hurricane K. Right now, again, off the coast of Mexico. Looks like the slide says it's 11 o'clock. It's too late, but it should be continuing. It's kind of having a little issue right here. But this is showing the path of that hurricane, at least for right now. Things can always change. Right now, it's saying it's going to come up the coast of Mexico, kind of turn its way west. So let's see, again, what we expect to see. A couple models showing what we could see as we continue to see, again, where that is tracking as far as a hurricane goes. Right now, we do expect, again, to see moisture all over the area. Again, could see an inch and a half of rain to the west of us. Up to 6/10 for the desert floor. So, coming to our 7-day forecast, 109 for Thursday, 90s by Friday. We're in the 80s